Hello, my name is Ivy Prosper and I tell stories from Africa and the African diaspora. This evening is a wonderful one because it is presented by GUBA. Denta Amwating is the founder of GUBA, which is Grow, Unite, Build Africa, bringing the diaspora together from the continent as well as beyond. And tonight's event is really special because it's all about scaling up in the business that you do. The Black Star Fund has invested in GUBA, and tonight we're going to hear from the founder about why he chose to invest in GUBA, as well as where the next GUBA Awards is going to be taking place. Let's go upstairs. GUBA, Grow, Unite, Build Africa, is an organization dedicated to connecting the African diaspora to the continent of Africa. This event brought together some key players that support the initiative. It was also to share the announcement that the Black Star Fund has made a strategic investment in GUBA to further grow its mission. The night also was an opportunity to announce that the next GUBA Awards and Trade Investment Conference would be held in Barbados in November. And this is another way to connect Africa and the diaspora, this time in the Caribbean. I'm here with Wode, and I want to know, because he also was a recipient of a GUBA Award some years ago for all the work that he's been doing across the continent, connecting the diaspora with Africa. GUBA, Grow, Unite, Build Africa. Why do you think this organization is important?
I think it's about time for Africans to build Africa. When I talk about Africans building Africa, I'm talking about Africans living in the diaspora and Africans living in Africa. And GUBA is so important in terms of bringing the diaspora back to the motherland to enable them to do business successfully without getting into trouble. That is why we need more GUBAs. So a big shout out to my lovely sister, Denta, for putting GUBA out here for people like us to benefit.
The award is not in Rwanda for all the amazing work that he continues to do. He didn't gonna speak.
I'm here with one of the GUBA Award recipients from when the award show was held in Rwanda, Dr. Gele Sangu, who also spoke at this evening's event. Tell me what your thoughts are on what happened this evening with respect to GUBA, their growth, and what's to come in the future, and then the fact that they've got an investor.
I think it is an incredible night and a testament to many different things. One, it's a testament to me of the power and the opportunity that exists in the unity of all people of African descent towards a common purpose. And on 6 March 1957, Kwame Nkrumah Osajifo, our first president, and the founder of Ghana, clearly stated that the independence of Ghana is meaningless if it is not linked to the total liberation of the African continent. And I think that similarly, the future and prosperity of people of African descent are tied. And so we cannot be free if there's injustice and oppression and suffering that's happening. Don't think that if our brothers and sisters in the US or in other places are struggling or are facing persecution, that it won't affect us here in Africa, or vice versa, right? I strongly believe in the Pan-Africanist philosophy. And so GUBA has really been at the forefront of that, right? In trying to unite us around this shared destiny and shared purpose. Specifically with respect to the investment, as someone who's been a pioneer in the early stage investment space on the continent for close to 20 years, I've long argued that some of the sources of the greatest value creation on the African continent is our creative and intellectual capital. And we simply have not seen any meaningful investment in leveraging and exploring that, in my mind, inexhaustible mine of opportunity. So to see Black Star take a leadership leap of faith, to me is encouraging, but I hope this is the first of many and that it will inspire many others to look critically at organizations like GUBA and recognize that while it's not your traditional or your orthodox sort of candidates for early stage investments, a new, differentiated, and innovative way of thinking. Because business as usual is simply not going to deliver us out of the inevitable demographic disaster that will occur if we're not able to create the conducive socioeconomic environment for our populations to thrive and prosper.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm here with the founder and managing director of the Black Star Fund, Kwame Anku, and he was honored today by GUBA, and he spoke a few words, but I want to hear a little bit more from him about what he does. So tell us what the Black Star Fund exactly does.
Sure. So Black Star Fund is a venture capital fund, and we invest in companies, usually early stage companies. The focus initially was focusing on folks of African descent, so that we could help people who historically had not gotten the funding necessary to scale, but had incredible promise in their businesses.
And so you are supporting GUBA. What exactly are you doing to help them?
Sure. So, at the end of the day, what we find is most companies, in order to scale, exponentially grow, they need additional capital. And as extraordinary as GUBA has been on the world stage, we know that it can go even further. So we made a capital investment, one, but also we've got extraordinary relationships to help accelerate the growth so we can do more business with GUBA, not only on the awards, not only on the social impact, but on the business, providing goods and services for the diaspora. For the tour company, the networking company, thinking about a festival approach where you've got like South by Southwest in the United States, InvestFest that we see with Earn Your Leisure. But we don't have something dedicated to the diaspora around growing, uniting, and building Africa. So we've got vision alongside Denta and the GUBA team to have an extraordinary festival where you have workshops and panels and vendors and musical performance as well as the award show. And then being able to stream that, streaming rights, and then you have GUBA Media. So there's a huge vision and we want to be a part of that.
Looking forward to all that's to come.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's such an honor to be here today.
Thank you. I'm here with Bozoma St. John, who was the winner of the Ya Asantwa Award at the GUBA Awards in, I believe it was 2021?
Yes, 2021.
And that award is really significant because Ya Asantwa was a powerful woman in Ghana. Tell me how it felt to be awarded that.
Oh my gosh, it was so overwhelming because I have such, big aspirations to change the world through revolution. And I didn't think of myself on the level of Ya Asantwa. I don't think any of us could do that, right? Humility keeps us from doing that.
Yeah.
But in the spirit of what she has done, what she did, and who she is, her legend, I was so inspired to think that anyone would think of me in the same sentence, or that I could embody what her spirit was at the time. And so for me, it was more of an affirmation and also an encouragement to keep going.
And that you have, because you've done some amazing things throughout your career. Now you are on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Causing revolution there as well.
And you launched your own beauty brand, hair and hair care brand. Talk about that.
Yes, so it's talk about more revolution. I have always enjoyed, beautifying myself in terms of hair, right? And even when I was in corporate life, I would always accentuate that. In the US, there is the Crown Act right now, which is an effort to abolish laws that prevent Black people from wearing their hair naturally. And so I found myself in corporate boardrooms, often donning my big afro or my braids or a long weave down to my ankles, whatever style I wanted to. And it made such an impact that, even on the Apple keynote stage, there was a, conversation that was had about my big afro afterwards. And I was presenting like real tech. And so for me, it's always been a conversation around hair. So when I retired from corporate life, I felt that the next step for me would be to make an impact there. And for the hair extension industry, 80% of the consumer base are Black women or women of color, but we're not represented in ownership and manufacturing. We're not even considered in innovation. And so I decided that instead of white labeling a brand, I would build my own. So I built a factory here in Ghana, I manufacture, and then I ship it to the US, where it's distributed worldwide.
Fantastic. And we will take a tour of that place
Yes.
here in Ghana, in East Legon. I will take a tour and take you there. And so finally, this evening,
Yes.
for GUBA, honoring the things that she's doing, Denta's doing, she announced that she's going to be doing the GUBA Awards in Barbados next. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that because we all know that, of course, from the transatlantic slave trade, the Africans who were taken from the continent went all over, but concentrated in the Caribbean. And so I think it's really exciting to think about the Caribbean as like the sixth region of Africa, right? Which we now say. And so when you think about the diaspora, I think it's really important to consider the Caribbean as a place where we can still have a lot of, engagement, where we can have programs. And so to take GUBA there, honor people there is I think it's a rich opportunity to bring light to the Caribbean as a part of Africa.
And then finally, why do you think GUBA is so important?
Well, GUBA's great because, the intention is to talk about excellence, right? But not just in a pithy way. It's a way for us to really consider how it is that we are growing, how we're making changes in the world, and then not just looking at our heritage, but also looking at the future and what people can do. And so I always love to be involved in an organization which is not sitting on the sidelines just waiting for a big dinner, but also doing the work every day.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to more that you're doing.
Yes, and an OG right here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for watching this episode. Make sure that you like, you share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.